To discuss Hunter's trial and more of what we're seeing with the Biden family. Pennsylvania Congressman, a member of the House Oversight and Accountability Committee, House Foreign Affairs Committee, Congressman Scott Perry. Welcome, Congressman Perry. Good to have you in. It's been a moment.
Yes, it has been a moment of first with what happened with the former president of the United States last week, and now this. I do see the stark difference of the jury shopping and the judge shopping, the court shopping that the Democrats did regarding President Trump in New York. And then yet Hunter Biden gets to go to court in his home state where probably half these people were either employed by the Bidens or know them in some way. There's probably about 2 degrees of separation between any one of these people. I can't imagine that would be the same thing if, say, the trial were held in Dothan, Alabama, for instance, or somewhere in the middle of Oklahoma or Luckenbach, Texas. But, this is the now we're very well familiar with the 2-tiered system of justice. If you're one of the coastal elites and those well connected to the left, you get a pass. And if you're not, well, they throw the book at you and even make things up to make sure that you're persecuted while being prosecuted.
Yeah, for a long time, as we know, the Bidens were saying, trying to do the sob story if he's an addict. Listen, if his name wasn't Biden, he probably would have been in jail a long time ago. As you know, it took this judge who's overseeing this case to sort of have the plea deal fall apart. It's pretty cut and dry. There's 3 charges there, Congressman. There's a lot of information on the laptop from hell. And there's one text here, Hallie Biden, Beau Biden's widow, when she tossed the gun away. You're not supposed to have a gun if you're an addict. Apparently, this is one of the texts they'll use in court, saying this is Hunter telling her, are you insane? Tell me now, this is no game. Are you being totally irresponsible and unhinged? So there you have it. They'll obviously describe he was probably high on drugs, and it's going to be an ugly few days for the Bidens there. But ultimately, this is accountability, and no one, as they say, is above the law.
Well, that's exactly right. That's the term they always use. And of course, we agree with that as well. I think it is very difficult. It will be very difficult for Hunter Biden to refute any of these allegations, charges, because they appear to be fact, right? You juxtapose that to President Trump, where they went 8-10 weeks of a trial and still didn't even know what the federal charge was. They never really established that. So that is the difference here. Now, the other thing I think is going to be very interesting is the very people that are prosecuting are the ones that were working very diligently to sweep this under the rug for Hunter Biden, Joe Biden, Jill Biden, and the entire Biden enterprise, as well as the whole leftist enterprise of the Democrat Party. They're the ones that are conducting the prosecution. And of course, they know everybody's watching, but you can imagine that President Biden doesn't want to see his son go to jail, and he's appointed some of these people. And if he hasn't appointed them, he's friendly with every single one of them, including the judge.
Well, he went to go visit Hallie Biden 8 days before the trial started. I mean, many would say that was witness tampering, but no, it's been crickets on that. I do want to get your reaction to something else that's percolating and of very big interest, I think, to the American people. And that is her and those audio tapes when Joe Biden sat down with the special counsel that the DOJ doesn't want Americans to read. They read them, doesn't want them to hear because they can compare what they read to what they heard. They're saying now that they have to put him in a skiff, Merrick Garland, because of concerns about a deep fake. And many say that's just ridiculous, that these need to come out. These audio tapes probably are just so damaging to the president, because at one point I think he was making car noises, just really about his mental competency. Congressman Perry, this is, again, a situation, and you just alluded to it, where the Bidens get different treatment.
Well, it's not only different treatment, it's highly preferential treatment. I would just say this: release the audio tapes to the committee. If there's anything that the Bidens or special counsel Hur thinks is a deep fake, he has the originals. He can obviously compare them to whatever they would consider would be a deep fake, and we can adjudicate that at that time. We have the transcript, but they don't want to give us the audio tape. They can't claim privilege. It has nothing to do with talking to his advisors. This is criminal. This is a criminal matter, and they need to give us. When I say us, I mean the American people, the transcript. We need to know what the president's frame of mind is and was when he was answering these questions.